Good morning, children. Welcome back to class. After a long time, we were having the exams. So, we have stopped the classes for last 1 week. Now again, come back to the classes. So, get out from that mood. All the festive mood and the New Year mood. So, concentrate on your studies. Go through the classes every day. Because when you have written the exams, I have observed that you were not listening the videos, right? Because you were asking from where we have given these questions and you were searching it. Even some parents asked me. If you listen the class carefully and if you read the textbook on that day itself, there is no need of worrying during the exams time. So concentrate on your studies. Already we have lost 1 year. And I have told you about the resolution also, no? So the resolution that you have to take is about the studies. Whenever, not only the science subject, all the subjects, whenever we are teaching the lesson, you please go through whole video. Starting your listening and ending at the homework time you are listening. What is the homework today? That only that point you are listening in the video, you are watching in the video. So total video you are not watching. You have to watch full video and you have to read the textbook. Otherwise, you will not understand what is happening. Right? When you get the question paper, you'll be having blank mind. So, parents and children, it's a small request for you. Please make sure that your children are watching the videos carefully and following their homeworks regularly. And about the handwriting also, daily at least 1 page you try to write handwriting, because many of your handwriting is not good. So now you are having lot of time at home. You are spending nearly 6 hours in the school, but only now 2 hours it is enough. So daily you are not having all the subjects, then take your paper, try to improve your handwriting. Take this type of resolution this year. Many of you are having bad handwriting. So take resolution that this year I am going to change my handwriting. I want to write neatly. Okay, right? We'll coming back to the lesson. We were continuing the lesson number 13 and our session number is 65. Already we have finished 64 sessions now. Now session number 65. And drawings also. You are not drawing neatly. Why? Drawing is an art, no? You can draw it very neatly. Now we were in the chapter number 13, learning how to measure. Already we have learned about the measurement. What is the definition of the measurement and which was the correct method to measure. And many points we have learned in this lesson. How to measure a table with hand, about a hand span, foot span and the cubit. And we came to know that story of the scale. About the story of the scale we have learned, no? Many 100 years ago people were used to measure by their hand span and the foot span, and all the hand spans are not equal. So at the conclusion they have decided to measure by a scale which we are using now. And we are using tape also, and we have learned what is the meter. 1 meter is equal to 100 centimeters. Many of the points we have learned like this. So you got little gap now, go through the chapter again. That is, you have to read the textbook. Read the textbook several times. I am informing you. You have to read the textbook, because from in between the lesson we are going to give you some questions during the exams time. And how to measure accurately with a meter scale we have learned. What are the important points? That 0 point in the scale should coincide with the starting point of the length that has to be measured, and ensure that the ends of the scales are not worn out, and our eye must be vertically above the point where the coincide of the scale where the measurement is to be taken. So in this way we have learned many important points in this chapter, and we have learned about the measuring thickness of a coin. This is a recall. What I am doing now is called as recall. That is, already have forgot this chapter. I think you were in the festive mood and the New Year mood and the exams mood. So directly if I go to the paragraph, you cannot understand. So once again, I am just telling you the important points that you have learned before. And we have learned the measuring the thickness of a coin. Each single coin we cannot measure by using a scale. So for that, what we have done, we have taken 10 coins and we have measured and we have divided it, right, in the last class. Then we have measured the length of the curved path. If it is a straight, we will use the scale. Suppose if it is a curved, if it is a rope, then how we have to measure? We have to take a thread and we have to keep along the curved path with the help of the awl pins, and we have to note the point A, B, C, D like that. Then again we have to remove the thread what we have kept on the curved path. Then you have to measure the thread by using a scale. So in this way we came to know how to measure a curved path. This is also very important mark, curved path and measuring thickness of a coin. And next, measurement of area. Length into breadth is the measurement of the area, no? So here we have seen the sheet A and sheet B. Everyone, when we are explaining the lesson, please open the textbook and listen, okay? So they are not in an equal shape and the size. Then how could you know that which is the bigger and which is smaller? So for that, what we have done, we have taken the match boxes and we have kept along the A4 size sheet paper. Then we have started counting the number of matchbox, and which contains more matchbox, that sheet is having more area. So in this way we have learned. Okay. Now let us do. Take 2 sheets of A4 paper. Next, what is the standard unit of measure? Area. So up to here we have finished. Now area is the measure of the extent of plane surface occupied by an object. This is the definition. Okay. This is very important. Now what is the standard unit to measure area? Observe figure number 14. In each figure, vertical and horizontal lines divide the surface into certain number of parts. Horizontal lines and vertical lines are there in this figure, and they have divided into equal parts. No, each square box is equal to another square box. Now which figure has more area and why? You can see both figure number A and B. Okay, each square box is same, but this is in square shape and this is a rectangle shape. Now how come you know which one is having more area? Which figure has more area and why? Are all the parts in the both figures are equal? What is the shape of the smaller part in each diagram? In each diagram, smaller part shape is square. This is the smaller part in each diagram, right? And what is the shape of this? Square shape. Is the length and the breadth of each smaller part equal? Yes. Square means what? Length and breadth will be equal. If the length and breadth are not equal, then it is said to be a rectangle. But here length and breadth are equal, so we can say that it is a square. Now measure the length and breadth of any one part of each diagram. What do you notice? You may notice that the small parts in each diagram have equal lengths and equal breadths, 1 centimeter each. Area of each part is equal to 1 square centimeter, and it is written as square centimeter. So we have observed that smaller part in the diagram is having equal parts, that is length is equal and the breadth is equal. So what is the length here? 1 centimeter, and breadth is also 1 centimeter. So it is called as square centimeter. This is the area of each square box. Since figure number 14A and 14B have same number of squares of area 1 square centimeter each, both the figures have a total of 16 square centimeters each. Thus these figures have different shapes but equal areas. Now how come we have to measure this? We have to count like this. One box is equal to 1 square centimeter. Okay. So here we'll start counting. Everyone. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So 4 into 4 is equal to 16. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So figure number A contains 16 square centimeter. This is the area of the figure number A. Now we'll start counting B. Okay, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So here B also contains 16 square centimeter. That is, it is in rectangle shape and it is in square shape. but the area is 16 square centimeters. So this is also called a square centimeter. This is, you can write in this way. Square centimeter is a standard unit to measure the area of a surface. So when you want to measure the area of a surface, if you want to measure the area of a surface, the standard unit is square centimeter. This is also important point that you have to make a note. We use square meter and square millimeter, square foot, etc. also to measure the areas according to the need and the requirement of the situation. So here in figure number A and B, we have observed that each figure contains only one square centimeter box. So for that we have taken the measurement as square centimeter. So depending upon the surface and the requirement, it will be measured in square meters or square millimeters or square foot. So depending upon the situation, the requirement will be there. So this was the standard unit to measure the area we have learned. So remaining lesson will be continued tomorrow, and your homework is, first question, what is the smallest distance that you can measure with a centimeter scale? With a centimeter scale, what is the smallest distance that you can measure? Next, are we able to measure the thickness of a metal wire using a scale? Explain. And the question number 3, a school has measured 20 meters in length and 50 meters in breadth. Find its area. So these 3 questions you have to learn and write one time with a neat handwriting. Is it clear, children? So once again I am reminding you, when you are sending the homework, please write your name. You have to mention the session number. Okay? And write the question answers neatly, and just not writing and sending me. You have to learn that particular day. On that particular day itself, you have to learn the question answer. Now I have given you 4 question answers. On that day itself, if you learn, it will be easy for you in the exams. So don't neglect it. In every class I am telling you same thing, but only some of you are following and many of you are not following. So children, today onwards you have to again start revision also. Not just before the exam day, but today onwards, whatever homework we are giving, on that day itself you have to learn. So this is your homework, children. Go through the full video and follow the classes regularly. Thank you.